Welcome to Wellness and Growth Journeys, where health meets savvy business strategies. I am your host, Mia Lisa Garnes, here to guide you through inspiring stories and practical tips on thriving at 35 and beyond. And today we have in our virtual studio Natalie Murray from Kingston, Jamaica. Woo-hoo. Natalie is a health coach, body contouring specialist, and the director of the Life Store Wellness Boutique. So join us as we uncover Natalie's journey. Let's delve into some secrets of effective health marketing and gather timeless wellness tips. So welcome, Natalie.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for having me.
The reason why I keep knowing about Jamaica is because I actually studied in Jamaica. I was there for 4 years, 3 to 4 years. Yeah.
Awesome. I hope you had a good time.
I did. The memories, yeah. It was an experience, and it was a good experience as well. Like taking in another culture, foods. Love me some Jamaican food, patties, oxtail.
That's
I don't
actually
know
my
if
favorite Jamaican food, oxtail.
oh, good. But yeah, there are a lot of different foods that I love from Jamaica. So Jamaica will always hold a special place in my heart. So thank you again for joining us today. Um, can you share what inspired you to transition into health coaching and also opening the Life Store Wellness Boutique?
Yeah, so I was in banking for quite a while. Like I studied economics as my undergrad degree, and I moved back to Jamaica in the year 2000. I studied in Canada, and then I came back in 2000 and started working with a large international bank that's domiciled here in Jamaica, predominantly corporate banking. And I was climbing that little corporate ladder and growing, and I went on to do my MBA in finance. So I've got quite a financial background, but I've always had a love for the body. I've had a love for the body. I've had a knack for understanding the intricacies of how things work. I'm that person that geeks out on readings that has to do with the body and diets and exercise. And my dad, from a very young age, kind of drew that connection between what you ate and how you felt and how you were. So if you were sick, he would change your diet or give you some herbs or something like that, right? So I was quite content in my corporate job from a paycheck perspective, but then it got to a point where I wasn't really like pouring my heart into that work anymore. And then being a mom, there was always, because by this point I was now a mom of three, I was being pulled in many directions, like you got to pick up the kids from school and then you feel guilty that you're on the road during your lunch hour when you should be eating lunch and you still have to eat lunch. Then the kids get sick and there's like this tug on your heart. And I kind of knew at some point in my corporate journey, I was in finance for 18 years. And I knew at some point in that space that I did not want to retire at 65 from a career in banking.
Right.
So then I
I get
started to
you.
wonder, like, what's going to be the plan? What's the next
Mm.
plan? Like, what am I going to do?
Yes.
And looking back, like now I go, wow, if I had started the medical journey in terms of becoming a doctor, I'd have been a doctor by now. But I couldn't wrap my brain around that with three small children or a
Right.
mortgage and a husband like there was so much going on.
Yes.
So I stumbled upon this program. When you ask the universe for answers, you have to be ready for what it brings back to you, right? And
Right.
I was searching for this part two of life, and this program called health coaching came at me. So we're now talking about like 2011, 2012, not really a popular thing to be a health coach back then. It was really some niche people that were telling me about it. And I was like, this was kind of cool. And I investigated it. I was like, oh my gosh. And I signed up for the program and I fell absolutely in love. I got that science that I was looking for. I got that
Right.
body that I was looking for. I got that soul and that spirit that I was looking for. And it just felt like a really natural fit. And
Nice.
then I got
Nice. You found your
certified in
calling.
I think I kind of did, I
Yeah,
think I kind of did. And I started practicing part-time, still with one foot in the bank and one foot out of the bank.
right,
Um, I started practicing part-time, doing group programs, a little bit of one-on-one coaching. And then it kind of hit me like, what are you doing? Like, you can't do two careers at the same time. Which one are you gonna do? Is this just
right.
a hobby, or are you gonna? And after many hours of lamenting and discussing with my husband at the time and my boss, I decided, why not? Better to jump now and fail and still have the degrees and the MBA and the experience and get back into the corporate world, as opposed to, sorry, this sounds a little morbid, be on my deathbed and regret having never tried.
No, it doesn't. I think that, well, hopefully most people kind of come to that reality in their life when they're like, what is the thing that I want to do that would drive my passion, and like I would be excited to get up and do every day, as opposed to you dreading Mondays. You know what I mean? On from not from Saturday, from Sunday evening, you start to dread work tomorrow.
Lisa, do you know that like most heart attacks happen on a Monday morning?
I did not know that.
Statistically speaking. Yeah, because so many, oh, I just got goosebumps. So many people like go to bed from Sunday night stressing about the fact that 2 hours Monday and I have to go to this job that I hate and this place that I hate with these people that I hate. And not that I hated my job, right? And I love the people that I work with. I still am in touch with quite a few of them. But that Monday morning dread is a real thing. And so many people are, I'm not saying that everybody can jump up and leave their job. That would be irresponsible.
Agreed.
And I think in my interaction with a certain generation, I think the pendulum has swung a little bit too far, where it's all about heart. And I'm like, how does your heart pay the bills? Like, but finding that middle ground where you are being responsible, financially responsible, fiscally prudent, you're being, a contributing member of society, because I think all those things are really important. But you can still do something that is passion and purpose.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's great news. I believe I've also found my passion and purpose after leaving my full time job last year.
Right. Oh, wow. This last year, exciting and scary.
It's exciting and scary, but yes, I'm on that journey. Which is why the podcast is named this as well. I'm on that kind of journey myself. Um, to grow in, what I'm called to do and just my purpose. So far I've been finding a lot of joy in talking to health and wellness professionals like yourself, and just learning about how to live a happier, healthier life. That's going to be my slogan.
No, absolutely. And, that's sort of like you asked about why then the life store. So I kept, coaching people and sending them to a health food store to buy stuff. And I would say, okay, so you're going to need a probiotic and you need a multi-strain probiotic and you want to be looking for this and looking for this. And then eventually I was like, why do I keep sending them to other places? Why don't I have the place? And it was a little bit of a joke, because there was a property that had finished being developed and was now on the market, a shopping center. And my dad at the time, I mean, he's now passed, but at the time he was like, well, we might open up this new shopping center, and I think said a bakery would do really good there, they can sell some patties and some donuts. And I was like, Dad, do you know what I now do for a living? Like, I encourage people to eat healthy. I'm gonna go open a bakery? I don't think so. But I said, but I'll take a look at it for the health food store, and so I designed that space, and I designed that what I wanted it to look and feel like, because I wanted it to feel not intimidating or not smelly like some health food stores.
Yes, they are smelly. You're right. You're right. I don't know what, maybe it's just a fusion of all the different, I don't know, herbs and.
Smell bad. Or so people come in and they go, wow, it smells so nice in here. And I love that. Like, you're coming into my home when you come into the store,
Right.
But the scary thing is, and this is the scary thing about entrepreneurship, you can't always know the future. Like, you can look at trends and think what might be happening, but who predicted COVID, right?
No, nobody.
So we opened 2 weeks before COVID came to Jamaica. 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I remember locking up the night. Like I locked the door and I turned and looked after the last customer left and are gonna, lock up and close off or whatever. And I turned and looked at the store and I'm like, God, what did I just do?
Oh
What?
geez.
What did I just do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when COVID came, everybody that was signed up for my detox for that week, that month,
Right.
one by one, the messages started coming in. I think I'm going to skip it this time. I think I'm going to cancel. I want to see what. So the cancellation started coming in. The appointment for the one-on-one coaching sessions, those cancellations started coming in. Then we started to go through lockdowns.
Right.
And I was left going, what am I going to do? How am I going to feed my family? Like, how long is this going to last? Like,
right.
Because nobody knew what to expect, So that was really scary.
And it lasted for me a pretty long time, right? And it was quite up and down, like well, I don't know how it happened in Jamaica, but like in Barbados it was like a little bit of easing of certain things, and then like 2 weeks later the government was like, no, y'all not behaving, these numbers going back up, we got to shut back down. So it was so up and down, like you think you finally maybe you getting some sort of breath to to go out, and then it just shut back down again. So yeah, so tell me, I am so into this story right now. So tell me what happened next.
So we just tried to pivot. So what one thing that I did at that time was I was like, how do I remain relevant? So maybe I can't be making money, like significant money or whatever, but how do I stay relevant so that when this thing is over, because it must be over at some point, how do I stay relevant? How do I survive? So a lot of companies, people work from home, started to do online things for their employees to keep that feeling of cohesion there. So people reached out to me to do wellness talks, right? Which is part of my business model. So but now the talks were on Zoom. And for some reason, these companies felt like because it was Zoom, they didn't need to pay you. So they, all of a sudden, the people that used to pay me to come and talk were like, oh yeah, we just want you to come on, jump on, do a little Zoom. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hold on. I still need to prep. I still need to research. I still need to put together a presentation. It's still my time. Okay, the only difference is I'm not driving to you, right?
Right.
So I was able to change that narrative and get, compensated for the Zoom presentations. So there was that. And then I wrote a book, which is still available on Amazon. It's called Wellness in the Time of COVID. Yeah. So the book did not do phenomenally well in terms of sales, because selling books on Amazon, if somebody has the magic formula, let me know. But it's not highly lucrative.
You know what? I think maybe because I used to be really into books. I loved reading, that kind of thing. But then I guess I don't want to say life got in the way, but as I got older, my attention span to sit down and read like a whole book just kind of went to shroop.
No, my girl, that's the generation. People want to watch a little TikTok reel. People don't want to listen to a 2-hour, podcast or sit down and read a book. Oh my gosh.
And for me, I used to read a lot I guess when I felt like I had enough time. When I studied in the UK and my long train ride, the book used to keep me company, right? People know also like audiobooks, so that might be something you might consider if you want to do an audio version of the book.
Yeah, true. Interestingly, in terms of the financial aspect of the journey, even though COVID humbled us, right, for a little while, people now started to take a real keen interest in their health, because they were like, oh my gosh, people are dying from this thing. What do I do? So we actually started to see revenue growth in things like, things that were immune boosters, right? So the vitamin D and the zinc and the C and the elderberry, all those things that people do for immunity started to do well. And we actually did pretty well until the trickle through of the economics occurred. And now people were feeling that impact of COVID on their pockets. right? Now people were
Right.
having to make different choices. Um, am I gonna spend the money on the okay, I got COVID and didn't die,
Right.
right? I can survive, life starts to go back to normal and people's bad habits start to creep back in where they're not
Yes.
taking their vitamins and they're not doing this and they're not doing that. So we actually, if you look at our financials, this was us, that was COVID, and then we started to go back up again and then we leveled off.
Okay.
And that's when Natalie sat back and went, wow, okay, now what? Like, how do we maximize? Because it's a very real economic cost, rent. Like I have overheads now, right?
Yes.
So how do I maximize the revenue per square foot? What do we do here
Right.
that brings in some more revenue? And as a small business owner, you tend to do the work that you should not do. You tend
Yes.
to do the
Yes.
work that you should really technically outsource, but you say to yourself, I don't have the money to outsource it. So you're doing the marketing, you're doing the finances, you're doing the procurement, you're doing everything, and you're doing the one-on-one with the clients. So, it's kind of a little, whoo, how do you find out balance, right?
Listen, I learned to know, Natalie. I learned to know myself to, yeah, not do everything because if you do, you can get burnout, one, and something is going to suffer.
Absolutely. Melissa, not because you can do something, this is something that I've learned. Not because you can do something means you should do it. You really have to look at what's your cost, what's it cost, what's the cost of your time per hour? Like what's your hourly cost? And then can I pay someone less than that to do something that is going to be close to the quality that I'm going to put out? Because at least they can do it consistently, right? Something as simple as your social media marketing or your accounting, your bookkeeping, or whatever. So, anyways, how do I maximize revenue per square foot? And again, ask the universe, and the universe spits out answers. So one day, this lady comes into the store, and she's buying these bottles of chlorophyll. I'm like, how come you're coming in here every week and buying so much chlorophyll? And she goes, oh, I use it in my body contouring practice. And I'm like, what's that? So I went down that rabbit hole of learning and studying and podcasts and videos on YouTube and learning all about this thing called body contouring. And I thought, this is wild. We can manipulate people's aesthetics, their tissues, their skin laxity, their muscle mass by using sound waves and non-invasive techniques so that are just stimulating skin and stimulating certain cells. And, this is wild. So went off and got certified, found the people I wanted to work with, bought the machinery, came back, redesigned a little bit of space in the store and said, all right, now you can come to me to learn about what to eat and how to live, right? So I talk about diet and lifestyle. You can purchase the supplements that you need to supplement your healthy diet and lifestyle in the store. And when the exercise and the diet and the sleep and all of that supplements and whatnot is not giving you the aesthetics that you want, we can help you out with that as well. So we have become a whole one-stop, like holistic health and wellness and beauty all tied into one.
Oh, I love
And that's
that.
where we are now.
I love that. So it just all kind of came together.
All came together.
So I guess if me being the hopeful one, you look at it, then you went through all these kind of adversities to now come up with this kind of holistic business. So, well, kudos on you for that. And weathering the storm and just trying to come up with, okay, well, this something going wrong here. We gotta find a solution to this problem because a lot of people might have been, well, that's it. COVID come lick up my business, and that's the end of that. So kudos on you for persevering. I'm making it work because a lot
My
of people.
daddy always said I was stubborn.
I got a little stubbornness in me too. That's the truth. But I don't know. I feel maybe I would feel a little depressed for like a day or two, and then I'd be like, "All right, we gotta fix this. No, we gotta be a problem solver." Um, Now you emphasize helping people live their healthiest, happiest lives. Can you elaborate on your core philosophy of promoting lifestyle changes that lead to real transformation, especially for women in their midlife? Because this podcast is for.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, at my core, I believe that people are sicker than they have to be. And what a lot of what a lot of people don't realize, Melissa, is how good they actually can feel. We have, through lots of things in our space, we have started to accept feeling mediocre. And we've been feeling mediocre for so long that we don't know what feeling good actually feels like anymore. Right. And when you I get myself in trouble with certain companies all the time, so I don't call names, but you know, if I step on a corn, I'm sorry. But companies companies are profit driven, right?
Yes.
And when you are a profit driven enterprise, you are looking out for, how do I maximize my revenue? How do I maximize my profitability? Now you maximize revenue by increasing your volumes of sales, right? And you maximize your profitability by reducing the cost as much as you can, costing
Right.
you as little, so that space in the middle that's your profit is maximized, right? How do we
Right.
do this? We get you addicted to food-like substances that do not nourish the body, that fill a hunger gap and fill your belly, but don't actually feed your body, right?
Right.
So we do that, and so we get you addicted to those food-like substances. And then we use the cheapest ingredients possible. The time difference between the trigger that's causing the bad health and the actual mortality event is so far away that I can't tell you it's the French fries that kill you, right? But so I get you hooked on food like substances and addicted to them. I make it as cheap as possible, and it starts to destroy your body. Then it's this whole spiral. Like we then have this obesity epidemic. So then what? The obesity epidemic drives the obesity fixing drugs that we are now seeing on the market, right? It also drives the people that wanna that have to sell you the joints, because the obesity epidemic leads to the knees wearing out and the hip wearing out and the back. So there's so much that spirals out of this thing that is all profit driven. And if we can, as consumers, and I know I sound like a crazy person to so many people, but if as consumers we can say, I've had enough, I'm not doing the fast food, I'm not doing the fake food, I'm going to cook for my family at home, I'm going to eat real, natural, whole foods. A lot of the disease that we see now, Melissa, starts to go away. When we fix your diet, we fix your health. But we're fed by a food industry that doesn't care about our health. And as much as I love doctors, our healthcare system is not a healthcare system, it's a sick care system. You go into the healthcare system when you are sick. Who is out there making people stay healthy? And that's where I play a role. I'm out there trying to make people stay healthy.
I love that. That's a great philosophy. And there is some truth to that. Because like you say, you're looking at the overheads as a business. So then you can start to skimp on a lot of things so that you could get the maximum profit as possible. The other thing is that yeah, we do have that kind of culture where yeah, we don't want to cook more.
We don't want to cook no more. And then there's this thing like, oh, I'm a foodie. I love food. Hey, my girl, I love food too, you know. I just eat the food that makes me feel good, you know? And there are, like, I do put some of this at the feet of the governments that are in charge of our nations, because they have the power, if not the desire. They have the power to make a difference. We can take a look at, like, Japan, for example, who has, like, they decided that they are not going to participate in this fast food revolution.
Yeah, Japan's food industry is insane. I love it. Like they would have like a McDonald's or something. You would see the meal, the bread. You literally just got like the burger with some salad and it looks amazing as well, right? So they just take it and then they just like make it healthy.
From in the schools. They start from in the schools. We are feeding, I don't know what you guys are feeding your children, but you buy a box lunch in a school and it is fried chicken with like some sweetie sauce on it, and we call it Barbie fry. And it's that and some rice or some fry, something else. And we're killing our kids. Like, How are kids obese? How? Kids are supposed to be running up and down and burning off everything that they eat, right? But so Japan started in their school system where they said you cannot bring food to school. You have to eat the food that we prepare, and we have a nutrition on staff, and we are preparing the best quality food. So they started from there, you know.
That's
But
great.
us in Jamaica, between the traffic and the area, and we joined the KFC line instead of sorry, instead of going home to cook food. And by the way, it takes as much time to sit in that line of traffic as it does to prepare a meal. If you take out your food in the morning, if you thaw out something in the morning, right, and come home and drop it in the air fryer or in the slow cooker while you're changing off and having a shower and getting ready, you can prepare a home cooked meal in under half an hour for your family and do them a world of good.
Listen, I love an air fryer. If any manufacturers hearing this podcast, sponsorship opportunities available.
Listen, my blender, my air fryer, and my slow cooker can't live without them. Take the stove if you want. Take the stove. Take the stove. But leave me with the curing coffee maker because I need I hydrate and then I caffeinate every morning.
You have to hydrate because I find that caffeine just kind of sucks all the moisture out here. So you definitely have to follow up with some water. Oh my gosh! But yes, the air fryer, the fact that it is a healthy alternative or a healthier alternative to just dropping your I guess your chicken in fried oil or
And there's so much that you can do with it. Like I'll take like a gluten-free tortilla and drop it in there, crack a couple eggs in it, stir up the eggs in the tortilla, sprinkle some vegetables and a little bit of cheese in that, pop that in, and then I've got like this quiche. So I'll pop that in the air fryer before I hit the shower. There's quick and easy things that you can do to eat real food.
Yes, let me move on from the air fryer because we could talk about that all day. We could talk about that all day. Because then I can want exchange recipes, and because you were talking, I was like, "Ooh, so flour tortilla, some eggs, cheese." No, I got that in the back of my head. Must try that next. Okay, so with your range of services from TDOC's programs to wellness to corporate wellness, how do you ensure a holistic approach that addresses both physical and mental aspects of health?
I really have to employ a multi-pronged approach because it's no secret that telling people what to do does not work. I mean, cigarette companies print on the package of cigarettes, "This is gonna kill you." And people still smoke.
And people still smoke.
There has to be a bit of encouraging. So I do it with using my social media. So I show people that I live the lifestyle, you know. I do it through my one-on-one sessions where I talk to people and I ask them and I coach them. And I do it through the detox programs because the little detox programs that I run they're short and they're accessible. If I have to say to somebody, give it the rest of your life, they're like, whoa, what? But if I say, give me 3 days, just give me 3 days. And let's see how you can see it in 3 days.
Yes.
So I've tried to make it accessible, and I use that as like a gateway drug to kind of pull them into, can we do a little better? Can we do a little better? And then I have to just realize that I can't save everybody. There are some people, the people that want to hold on to the self-proclaimed, I'm a foodie, or I don't like healthy foods, or I want to lose weight, but don't tell me I have to change anything about my life. Okay, I'm not a magician with a wand, you know? So I try to help the people that really want the help. And I do this multi-pronged approach, you know, and the corporate wellness, that plays a big role in it because when you're hearing it at work and you're hearing it at home and you're hearing it in your social media and you're hearing it when you meet with me one-on-one and, you know, you see that I live the lifestyle. You see that I'm a real person. I go through the real struggles that other people do. I hope that I'm just making a difference in a couple people's lives, you know, like I can't save the world, but the people that I do help, it feels really good that I help them.
Well, yes. Well, I guess I expect that because this is your calling, And that's all we really want to do, right? Just help people and help the people who we want to help. So um in terms of, I guess, I don't want to say, of kind of arranging your processes around the mental side of things. Yes, I know you wanna have the help, that kind of thing, right? But people might say, "Well, my lifestyle is like this. How can I fit in? How can I fit in? You know, what you recommend in, like, what feels like a really busy lifestyle. You get what I mean? Like, then how do I maneuver my life or change my life to be better when I feel, well, first of all, like, I ain't got no time to do nothing.
Yeah. So, the thing is, we have time to do the things we want to do, because the very same people that don't have time, ask them about their favorite Netflix show, right? Check check their what do you call it now, this,
Instagram feed.
or that thing, that the thing that Apple gives you, your screen time, right? So I think we think that exercise has to be this big grand thing that must be done in a gym. Yeah, okay, fine, but you can start at home, and for women especially, weightlifting 1 hour 3 times a week, supremely important, right? You don't need to be going on a 1 hour jog every morning. Okay, if that's your thing, if that's your jam, go right ahead. But your weight training is non-negotiable. You have to get in 3 hours a week, right? Different body parts.
3 hours a week.
You have to get in
Mhm.
a little bit of flexibility, right? It can be just stretching while you're watching TV. It can be stretching while you're talking to your kids. But our joints are going to start to seize up if we do not stretch and practice joint mobility and stuff. Go for a walk. If you happen to live in a neighborhood that's safe enough, take the kids for a walk after dinner. You know, there's you put your mind to it, you can find the spaces. And the thing is, you have to get to a point of it being non-negotiable. You don't say, "I'm too busy to shower and brush my teeth." And you have to think of your exercise program as that important, that non-negotiable. You really do. And if you sit down with someone like myself, a coach, we can help you, like, pick through all of the little aspects of life and see what can you get done when, like, what's reasonable.
I made that time because, okay, you said
Yeah,
3 hours
3 hours of weight training.
resistance training. Can you separate that into like half an hours during the week, or does it have to be?
If you get in a half hour of strength training every day for 6 days a week, then you're hitting all your big body parts. But women, look, we start to lose muscle mass when we hit 30, okay? Then there's this disease called sarcopenia, which is that we've lost so much muscle mass that we can't do the things of life. We can't get out of a chair. We can't fall and get up from the floor. We can't pick up something from off the floor. We can't put something in a cupboard above our head. We can't carry the groceries in from the supermarket. So when I put it to you like that, how busy are you? And how important is the stuff that you're busy with, so that you're sacrificing your ability to be a human being and perform and live down the road? I mean, is it worth it? And I say this, I'm sorry, I get really passionate about this stuff, but I say this to the people that tell me that they love food and they love sugar and they love this and they love that. If I were to say to you, choose between your foot and the ice cream, would you choose your foot or would you choose the ice cream? And Mary said, that is how serious these conversations are. And I try hard not to get this drastic with people. But when I see people going down and going down and going down, I'm an uncle that just had to have his foot amputated because of his diabetes. Why do we have to get to that state before we realize that we have to do something? I know the work is important because the work is what pays the bills, but can't you carve out a little time to eat properly? Can't you carve out a little time to exercise? Because no amount of the work is going to make any sense to you when you're 65, overweight, dealing with a heart condition, dealing with diabetes, dealing with dementia, and you didn't have to be there.
Yes.
Yeah. It makes me really sad because my mom died from diabetes and she didn't have to.
Right, right.
Thanks. It was a while back, but yeah.
Well, you see, and that's even because I've lost loved ones to like cancer and stuff, but yeah, something as I don't want to say simple as diabetes, but yeah, that can be controlled.
And you know what? Let's not discount the fact that actually some forms of cancer are lifestyle related as well.
Yes.
Stress will contribute, the food we eat will contribute, the lack of sleep will contribute. And in the generation that is hanging around now, what they call them millennials or the gen, whichever one didn't, there is a growing
I think we're millennials.
Gen Zs. So in the Gen Z, the rate of growth of the incidence of cancer is astounding. What are they doing differently? Eating more heavily processed.
Yes, that is true. Because when I was growing up, you had to eat the well, I don't know food situation. You had to eat the cuckoo and the breadfruit and the cassava and the soup. You know, you get the soup with the pumpkin. So you're right. And you can't go to like a place, you know, like I guess like a restaurant, whether it be like a small one or a fancy one, and just order that stuff. Like they don't cook that.
Jamaica, people look on you weird if you want the curry goat with just salad. They're like, no, we can't do that. Okay, but nobody else wants the salad. Everybody wants the rice. I don't want the rice. I just want the salad. No, no, we can't do that.
But do they have this? And they don't have like sweet potato or cassava, a big thing.
They do, but most of the cook shops they're gonna give you rice. Easy and fast and cheap.
That's true. With all the food options that, and then you know you got the old school cooks that they're using a lot of mellow cream, you know, in the cooking. Well, cuckoo in itself is cornmeal. It's cornmeal, and then they use like okra to kind of mix it. So it's like mashed potatoes, but with the cornmeal. So it has that kind of consistency, but it's a little bit softer and um, I don't want to say slimy because slimy sounds like a bad word to use for food. Yes, so it has it's kind of more together than a mashed potato, right? So then you would season it up and everything. People will add butter and different season that kind of thing, so it has taste. So I love and you can do that with breadfruit,
Oh, interesting.
right? So I like the breadfruit side of it. Um, and yes, I would get it with some gravy, right? But the problem is, depending on how you mix it. Like, so if you put like a lot of mellow cream, because you know that the mellow cream got like the lot of salt and that kind of thing. So it started to give me heartburn whenever I ate it. So then I had to stop. So as much as I loved it, because I don't know how it was prepared, and I assume because they want to make it tasty and everything, like they put in all the old school stuff like the mellow cream and the salt and the whatever seasonings and stuff. And then so it adversely affects me now whenever I eat it.
I
So
get that.
yeah, it got to watch where you eat, especially at a certain age. So now stuff like that and like curries no give me heartburn, any sort of roti or anything like that. I gotta watch when I eat it. Maybe not too much, that kind of thing. So yeah, you gotta watch what you eat, and as you get older too, it's so
Plus
important.
things change.
It's so
Yeah, because your
important.
digestive enzymes change as you get older because of stress levels, because of alcohol, because of stress levels, because of alcohol, because of so many things. Your digestive enzymes dip. And then that makes you not digest your food. So then you get, and it's a spiral. So then you go to the doctor because you have the heartburn and they put you on the acid blockers and then that causes more problems. And, whereas if you just ate according to how your body was feeling and ate more intuitively and paid attention to what you're eating, then you wouldn't have all the other things come out.
It's true. It's true. Ugh. Yes, but I mean, we gotta learn, and I guess maybe it's small steps. Maybe not like a big shift, because I find that's when we tend to regress. a lot faster when we do like a big shift, but maybe just like micro habits that you start to implement
Like, can you
might be
drink more
better.
water?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you need to drink juice? Can you drink water?
Right.
Little things like that. So.
Can you water down your juice, or does that not? Does that not?
I guess it's better than. But I don't. We don't drink juice in my house. We want the juice. We drink. We eating fruit. The fruit has the fiber, and the fiber slows down the impact on your blood sugar. You
Or you
know,
could do a smoothie. Smoothie might work instead of a
we
juice.
do smoothies, but the thing is, how much fruit are you putting in your smoothie? Because if you wouldn't sit down and eat that much fruit at one sitting, why you think putting it in a blender makes it better?
Oh, true, true. I think it's because you're thinking that you're getting all your fruits, your vitamins and nutrients.
I'm a big proponent of smoothies, but I make sure you have greens in there and protein in there and fiber in there. The fruit component is very small because it's at the end of the day, it's still sugar. It's still fructose. You need to make sure you're balancing it out with your protein and your fiber. A half a banana or a handful of strawberries with a bunch of spinach or kale or calendula or whatever, a little bit of some protein powder, a nice scoop of protein powder. We do not get enough protein. And women, we need protein. We need protein before our workouts. We need protein after our workouts. Protein keeps us feeling full longer. All these weight loss drugs that are on the market now
Yeah.
are GLP is the word agonist. GLP is a hormone that you make in your body when you eat protein.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So eat the protein. Make the hormone yourself. It'll keep you feeling full a lot longer.
Yes. Well, Natalie, we gotta wrap up soon.
I can talk forever about this stuff.
Which is good, right? Because you're schooling us, right? We we get in to learn about, because yeah, I'm like, yeah, I get my smoothie, but no, you're telling me, well, you gotta make sure you got your greens in there. You gotta make sure you got your protein in there. So I keep thinking that I'm doing the best, right? I put it in a whole banana because I like banana. I am putting in strawberries because strawberries taste sour to me. And then you're like, add kale? Ooh.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Even though I hear you don't really taste the kale, because kale to me, well, that's a whole nother story. You're gonna make it taste good for me. So like, I don't mind if you do it with like a little garlic, maybe like a little garlic and salt.
Oh, listen, I'll cook down some kale with garlic and olive oil. I put a little coconut milk and let that cook down. Oh my God, it's so good.
Is it? Is it?
So
Oh
good.
no.
Yeah.
All right. So before we wrap up shortly, who mainly reaches out to you for services? I mean, women in the age group, and then how, and yeah, and what kind of platforms resonate with them? So who reaches out, and what kind of platforms do they reach out on?
So I am a lot of Instagram. Instagram is where I get a lot of business from Instagram. Mostly where, women tend to take care of themselves more than men. So it's mostly women that are coming. Although men men are starting to pay attention. People send me, like, the doctors will send me referrals for their patients that are like pre-diabetic or obese, or because I have a little bit more time and awareness to take them through what they need to do. So mostly women 35 to like 55, I would say, is the demographic that I resonate with mostly. People come to me for like their subclinical issues. I don't feel good. I'm bloated. I'm low energy. I can't sleep. I'm overweight. These are not things that are described as like a disease. So I'm not going to go to the doctor. You're going to go to the doctor if you have an ear infection. You come to me when you just don't feel good, or you want to feel better, or the doctor told you your numbers don't look good and you're not quite sure what to do with them. Those are the people that come to me for help.
Okay. Well, thanks for that. So as we conclude, what is one crucial piece of advice you'd like to leave with our listeners, especially those striving to balance healthy with busy lifestyles? What's the one crucial piece of advice?
Take the time to do what you need to do for yourself, because you will, if you go and you're going for others, you're gonna burn out, you know. And you, to be the most efficient, if you were to think of your body as a machine, to be the most efficient machine possible, you're gonna put the best fuel in. So let's start there. Let's start fueling ourselves in a way that is going to give us the best possible outcome. You're not going to pour water into your gas tank, right? Stop pouring food-like substances into your body. Treat your body properly, and your body will take care of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Natalie. This has been a great session. We're going to have to do this again, though, because I feel like we didn't get to talk about so many things. Oh my gosh. But thank you so much. What I'll do is on the video, I'll leave your handles and your contact information so that anyone who wants to get in touch with you, because I'm sure you can help them virtually, they will have the contact to do so. Thank you for joining us on another Wellness and Growth Journeys podcast. Now, if you're inspired to elevate your health and wellness business, the Wellness Growth Agency is here to guide you. We specialize in tailored digital marketing strategies to enhance your client engagement, grow your practice, and improve overall satisfaction. Let's unlock the potential of your business together. Visit us at wellnessgrowthagency.com to learn more, and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more insightful episodes. Until next time, keep thriving, and remember, wellness is a journey. Growth is the destination.